Hello again in this video clip series that I'm calling My Journey to God in a Very Secularized World. This should be video clip 51. Continuing in this talk about how we will be deceived in losing the Eucharist very soon. I would like to be very specific here that a Mass of the Roman Rite is invalid, 1, when the celebrant of the Mass is not a validly ordained priest. 2, when the priest does not have the proper intention. And that, by the way, the Council of Trent says that as only happens when it is openly manifest that he doesn't have the valid intention, not hidden or assumed. So you can take that for granted if he doesn't openly say it. Number 3, when wheat bread or grape wine is not used. 4, when the words, "This is my body, this is my blood," are not said, not silently, that must be said by the priest during the consecration of the Mass. And because during the consecration of the Mass, if the words, "This is my body and this is my blood," are not said, not silent, by the priest, the Mass is invalid. The bread remains bread and the wine remains wine, and there is not the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ present. Such a Mass would be a great sacrilege. Those who understand what the Eucharist really is, the infinite God under the appearance of bread and wine, will realize that this sacrilege is the ultimate desolating sacrilege of which Jesus spoke about in Matthew 24:15 and many other places in the Bible. In the last 4 years, Cardinal Bergoglio has been seeking, the last 10 years, Cardinal Bergoglio has been seeking to draw as many non-Catholics to Rome without having to worry about doctrinal differences. Just join the party. This is equivalent to putting aside the uncomfortable truth, who is Jesus Christ crucified. There is being formed a union of churches without the uncomfortable truth. This union of churches, a one-world religion, is being emptied of the fundamental human and Christian values, which are the pillars of personal integrity, of society, and of the entire world. A good friend of Cardinal Bergoglio, Anglican Bishop Tony Palmer, traveling around the world, proclaims to many Protestant leaders around the world, the protest is over. Come to Rome. Because Pope Francis is putting aside any truths that the Protestants don't like and only keep nothing that could offend anyone. More recently, Cardinal Bergoglio, in seeking to lead the Society of Pius X toward Rome while putting aside doctrinal differences, he did the same thing with them. He's seeking to get everybody into this false religion. Our Lady of La Salette told us in 1846 that Rome will become the seat of Antichrist. In Lund, in Sweden, on October 21, 2016, Pope Francis, with the Bishop Mo bin Johan, President of the Lutheran World Federation, signed a joint statement in Lund's Cathedral in which is written, "While the past cannot be changed, what is remembered and how it is remembered can be transformed. We commit ourselves to further growth in communion rooted in baptism as we seek to remove the remaining obstacles that hinder us from attaining full unity. Christ desires that we be one so that the world may believe." He's quoting John 17. But the obstacles that hinder us from attaining full unity that he's talking about is the uncomfortable truth. That is Christ crucified. This cunning and insidious strategy is exactly what Archbishop Fulton Sheen and Cardinal Biffy warned us about years ago. What is remembered and how it is remembered can be transformed, this Protestant minister said. That is, the how is subjectivism and relativism, in which there does not exist any more the objective, immutable truth, who is Jesus Christ. So we will be free from a God who imposes the 10 Commandments on us. And I ask the question, did God give us the 10 Commandments for our good or for our harm? Do we trust God or do we trust ourselves? How many Catholics realize the difference between true ecumenism and false ecumenism, in which one puts aside the truth, who is Jesus Christ, to be able to be together in a false unity? Satan must get out of the way, he who now restrains him. That is, Jesus as the truth and Jesus in the Eucharist. This is exactly what you read in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Only then the lawless one will be revealed, the Antichrist. We have arrived today to the point of turning everything upside down, even to the point of changing the meaning of the Our Father to the will of Satan be done on earth as it is in hell. Christ desires that we be one, but not without the presence of Jesus Christ, who is immutable truth, the truth which sets us free. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, Isaiah 5. The founder of Christendom College, Dr. Warren Carroll, wrote that ecumenism is important, but properly understood is not an ecumenism in which you would abandon convictions in truth, which would be superficial and meaningless agreements, but developing an ecumenism built solidly on real conviction and truth. A fundamental ploy or strategy to arrive at and to justify and promote a new ecumenical mass is to be able to be all together in a fraternal celebration around the world in all the public churches. Pope Francis, along with very numerous Masonic assistants, have been working behind the scenes to bring all religions together while putting aside the differences of doctrine, the uncomfortable truth, who is Jesus Christ, the truth which divides those faithful to the truth and those not faithful to the truth, the divine truth which does not change with the whims of men in every period of the world history. Jesus told us, I came to cast fire upon the earth, and would that it were already kindled. I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am constrained until it is accomplished. Do you think that I have come to give peace on earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. For henceforth, in one house there will be 5 divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. They will be divided, father against son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against her mother, mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. He, and Jesus continues in Matthew, he who is not with me is against me, and he who does not gather with me scatters. You see the great difference between the words of Christ and what is now being promoted in the modern church in the last 10 years? For 2,000 years, out of respect for the infinite God, personally and bodily present in the Most Holy Eucharist, and out of respect for non-Catholics who do not believe in the real presence of the body, blood, soul, divinity of the Eucharist, the Catholic Church has not allowed non-Catholics to receive the Most Blessed Sacrament. Now, under the guise of being together in love and mercy and ecumenism, as an insidious and subtle way of arriving to the point of depriving Catholics who still have faith and are in the state of grace, and of depriving the world of the Eucharist, there's been promoted everywhere ecumenical masses without respect for the infinite God and without respect for the beliefs of people in different church denominations. Even Jesus tells us, do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before swine, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to attack you. Matthew 7. He who has ears to hear, let him hear, as Jesus told us. You know, I'd like to just here at where I am right now, I'm rather thankful. You can find in another video clip when the bishop took away my last parish. In a lot of ways, I'm very happy about that. A lot of ways. First of all, I don't want to be, who wants to be a pastor of adults who just want to rebel? You know, spoiled brats. But another one is that almost all the Catholics today no longer believe that the Eucharist is really God. And so I really feel personally I would be like a sacrilege to celebrate a Mass when there's nobody present that actually believes that the Eucharist is really God. So I'm very happy that I'm not constrained to celebrate a Mass for these people, you know. But anyway, it's really, some of them here where I live, they're getting a little bit angry with me because the mentality is that the religion exists to serve the people. In other words, religion exists to help people to do their will, not the will of God. Everything is reversed. We say in the Our Father, thy will be done, but the religion now is my will be done. And so they're more and more angry at the pastors who remain faithful to Jesus Christ that says we have to adore God, not man. We truly learn today it is the cult of man, no longer the cult of God in the modern church. I finish this video clip here. May God bless you and Mary guide you.